Okay guys, today is a seriously great video. I've been waiting a few weeks to make this. I bought the thing that's on top of the thing maybe a few weeks ago, but it's taken me a while to get things all in order and make sure everything's right. But today it's all together. It's a great new, brand new Crazy Frame video, so run the titles! Thank you very much for joining us here at RC Robotics again, guys. My name is Carl, I'm your host, and today is a brand new Crazy Frame video. Now, if you've not seen my Crazy Frame selection before, I have a radio-controlled flying car, a radio-controlled flying Harry Potter. Well, today is going to be the day where the pinnacle of the Crazy Frames happens. You asked for this. Someone on my Instagram, when I made the RC car, was like, well, wouldn't it be ace if we could make an RC spaceship? And I was like, ooh, that would be awesome actually. And then the next day, I happened to stroll on into my local charity shop. And what did I see in the charity shop? We have made a radio-controlled TIE Fighter. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. Oh dear. If I'm not mistaken, this is Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. And yeah, I cannot wait to get this thing in the air. It genuinely hasn't flown yet. I haven't tested it. Obviously, I'm going to test it in front of the camera first. But yeah, I found this TIE Fighter in a charity shop in where I live. Basically, it was £2.50, I think, £3, something like that, and I thought, I reckon I can get this thing to fly. I thought, just as easy it would be with the flying car, and just as easy it would be with the flying Harry Potter, that I could just, you know, slapdash, pop it on top of my quadcopter, and then, you know, a couple of zip clips will secure it down. No, you really couldn't. Like, this thing is a lot heavier than the RC car. This thing is not a lot heavier than the RC Harry Potter. It's still, you know, pretty light. But it's not the weight I'm bothered about, it's the centre of gravity. See, with the Harry Potter, everything was sort of on top, and it was all in one location, which was basically just above the flight controller. So I thought, if I just slap this thing on anywhere on the quadcopter, if I get the centre of gravity completely off, I mean, it's either going to flip over, or I'm then going to end up burning out some of my motors, because if I was to have too much weight over the front or too much weight over the back, then the condescending motors would be, the flight controller would just automatically, you know, counteract it, but that means that the front or back motors will be spinning twice as fast than you know, their condescending motors. So I had to make sure that the centre of gravity of this thing was directly over the flight controller. So that's what I had to do. It took me maybe 10-15 minutes to balance it right with some sticks, and I've managed to find the centre of gravity, and it's somewhere just behind this bulkhead here. So we then had to pull all this apart. It also had all sorts of screws and mechanisms inside that you can do little laser firing cannons, but we don't need them to fly. So I've got the Dremel to it, and I've taken as much plastic from the inside as possible to make it as light as possible. And I probably took maybe, I'd say a good 400 grams from the inside of this thing and the bottom of this thing to make it fit on the quadcopter. And yeah, I've managed to squeeze the quadcopter into the bottom there, secure it with a few zip ties, and then my next job is to stick an FPV camera in here, and also we've got some LED lights. So, enough jibber jabber, let's go fly. Beam me up, Captain McCord.
Yeah, that's better, half throttle. Let's see if we can actually land it on the pad.